Hello! In this video, I shall be talking about consumer surplus, producer surplus, how to calculate them, the gainers and the losers from price rise and price decrease. My name is Oluwole Godwin and welcome to MOG Economics. Enjoy. Okay, so what is consumer surplus? Consumer surplus is simply the difference between the maximum price a consumer is willing to pay for a commodity and the actual market price, the going market price. Now let me give you an example. Let's say you, as a consumer, wants to buy a bicycle, and the bicycle is, you budgeted 5,000 naira for the bicycle, but on getting to the market, you discover that the exact bicycle that you want to buy costs 3,800 naira. So the difference between 5,000 and 3,800 naira, which is 1,200 naira, is your consumer surplus. It's as simple as that. All right, so we are going to be drawing some graphs now to depict the totality of consumer surplus in a given market. Now we have this demand schedule. Mitchell and some of our friends, they want to buy a particular piece of art. Now, when the price was 100, so let me express the price in naira. When the price was 100 naira, Mitchell was the only one who could afford to buy a piece of art. Now, when the price became 80, that is when the price fell, Mitchell and Tabitha could afford a piece of art. So we have two here, that is one apiece. Now, Tabitha could afford this piece of art because the price has been lowered. So this simply means that she didn't place a value as high as 100 on the piece of art. Now, when the price became 70, we discovered that a new buyer came in, which is Adelere. So that means Adelere can afford this piece of art. His maximum budget for this piece of art is 70. Okay. Now we have when the price fell to 50, we have another buyer again, which is Eniola. Okay. This simply means that at the going price of 15 naira, Eniola can buy this piece of art. Okay, but at these other prices, she's not willing to buy any of them. All right, so we have respective quantities. When the buyers became 2, we have 1 plus 1, which is 2. When the buyers became 3, 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3. And when the buyers became 4, we have this. So now how do we depict it on a graph? We use the demand curve to express consumer surplus, and that is simply because we get the quantity and the prices of commodities that consumers want to buy being represented on the demand curve. So let us just use the demand curve to do what we are supposed to do. Now, this is we have this now. This is 0. This is Q, and this is P. This is P. It's too far. This is P. Okay. When the price was 100, we only had one buyer, and that's Mitchell. Now, when the price fell to 80, we have 2 buyers. Good. When the price was 100, Mitchell had no consumer surplus simply because the maximum price he's willing to buy a piece of art is simply the market price. So 100 minus 100 is 0. But now that the price has fallen to 80, Mitchell has a consumer surplus of 20, which is 100 minus 80. She has 20. However, Tabitha does not have any consumer surplus at this price because the maximum price she's willing to pay is 80, and that is also the market price. Okay, now the price fell to 70. So now we are having 3 buyers. Now look at Mitchell's consumer surplus. Mitchell's consumer surplus is no longer 20, but now she has a plus 10. Because the price now is 70, so which is 100 minus 70, which is 80 minus 70 plus 10. Okay, then Tabitha as well also has a consumer surplus of 10 now because the maximum price is willing to pay for this commodity is 80, but then the going price is 70. So we come to this curve, which represents Tabitha, and we have a plus 10. Now, the price falls to, when the price, then Adelere, which happens to be a new buyer, values this commodity at 17 naira. And because of that, it does not have any consumer surplus. 17 naira is the market price already. All right. Now the price falls to 50, and then we have 4 units, the totality of the demand in the market. Now look at it. This is Mitchell's maximum price. So Mitchell now has, there is a gap now. Mitchell now has this gap in her consumer surplus. That means she has an additional consumer surplus at this price. she values the product as highly as 100, but then the market price happens to be 50. So we have between here and here now, we have 20 plus 20. Okay, now look at, let's come back to Tabitha. So Tabitha as well as a plus 20, that is 70 minus 50. Okay, Adelere has a plus 20, which is 70 minus 50, but Eniola doesn't have any consumer surplus. She values the commodity at the market price. She has a consumer surplus. Okay, so this is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. Alright, so this from here to here is called the height of the demand curve. This place is called the height of the demand curve, and it represents the value that consumers place on a commodity. So it represents the value that these people place on the commodity. So now, what is the total consumer surplus in this market? Total consumer surplus is simply 20 plus 10 plus 10, okay, plus 20 plus 20 plus 20. So 20, 30, 40, 60, 80, 100, which is 100. So our consumer surplus in this particular market for piece of art, so we have demand for piece of art. Okay, is simply 100. Now, this can be represented in a better way on the demand curve. So we have this. So we have 0, we have Q, then we have P. Then we draw a demand curve this way. This is the market price. This is the going price is 50, and at that price, at this 50, we have a Q of 4. The person with the maximum price is Mitchell with a price of 100. So we have the 100 here. Alright, and this represents the totality of our consumer surplus. So this is the demand curve, and this is the demand curve. So let me name this point A, and this is 50. Okay, good. Now, there's a way to calculate the consumer surplus that is different from all of this, and we're going to get the same answer. It's simply by taking, so consumer surplus now is the area of triangle PA. Okay, let me name this place. Okay, what should I name this place? Let me name this place B, point B. This place. So area of the triangle PAB, PAB, and the area of the triangle is half base times height. Half base times height. Good. Remember that our former answer was 100. So let's see if we are going to get 100. Now, CS now is equal to half. What is the base here? The base is between here and here, which is between 0 and 4. So our base is 4. That is 4 minus 0, 4. Then, what is the height? The height is simply 100 minus 50. 100 minus 50. So, CS now is equal to half times this times 50. So you can take this, then CS is equal to 100. Okay, so simple. We got 100 the former time, and we are getting 100 again. So that's just it. You don't always have to go through this rigorous process, so just do that. Half base times height, and you are good. Now let's go to the producer surplus. Producer surplus is simply the difference between the minimum price that a producer is willing to charge for his or her product and the actual market price. Let me say, for instance, you have a book that you want to share with your friend, but you want to sell it to your friend. Okay, and the minimum price that you want for that book is 500 naira. Okay, now there's something you can do. You may decide not to reveal the price you want to sell your book, but then require your friend to value the book and make his judgment. So now let's assume that your friend values the book at 750. Okay, if you end up selling the book for 750, that means that your producer surplus is simply 750 minus 500, and that is 250. So that's very simple. So that's just producer surplus. Now we are going to show on the board with some graphs how to calculate the producer surplus of a particular market. Okay, so here we have, let me draw it. So this is Q, and this is P, and this is 0. So this is the market for books. Market for books. Okay, so at the price of 500 naira, there is a seller, just one seller willing to sell a book at that particular period of time. So that is to say that a seller is willing to sell a piece of book or a book for 500 naira. Now, there might be some other sellers in the market that are also willing to sell books, but then will not sell at 500 naira because 500 naira is too low. It's lower than their cost of production, so they won't bother. Now, let's assume that the market price is now greater than 500 naira and it's 750 now. So we have 750. Okay, so here, what we then realize at this price is that the seller whose cost is lower or at least equal to 750 is going to sell a book too at the price of 750. So that's what happens. Now, the initial seller, the first seller that is selling at 500 is going to have a producer surplus of this amount now, which is 750 minus 500, and that is 250. Whereas this new seller is not going to have any producer surplus because the minimum price he wants for his book is the same thing as the market price. So now let's assume that the price increases to 1,000 naira. So let's assume that the market price increases to 1,000. So here, what we realize is that a third producer comes into the market. Simply because his minimum price, that is the cost of production, is either below or equal to 1,000 naira. So this third producer could not come in when the price was 500 because it was going to be running at a loss, and this producer could also not come in when the price was 750 because it was going to be running at a loss. Okay, but he can come in now that is 1,000 naira simply because his minimum price for the book he wants to sell is either lower or at least equal to 1,000. All right. So here, by the time we look at what is going on for the first seller, the first seller's minimum price is 500. But then the books now goes for 1,000. Okay, so what we need to do is we can see now that the producer surplus has extended from here to this place. So we just calculate the difference. This minus this is going to give us 250 for the first seller. Now look at the second seller, the second producer. Okay, so at the price of 1,000, he also has a surplus of 250. All right, and the third seller has no surplus at all, simply because the price that he or she is willing to charge is the same thing as the market price. All right, so how do we calculate the total surplus? So the total PS, total producer surplus, is equal to 250 plus 250 plus 250, which is going to give us 750. So that's the producer surplus in the market. It is as simple as that. So there are points here, A, B, C. This is another point C. All right, something like an inverted staircase. All right, so this place is called the height of the supply curve. The height of the supply curve, and it reveals the prices that individual producers are willing to charge, the minimum price that they are willing to charge for their books if they are to sell the books. All right, so it's as simple as that. Now we may depict this information on a simpler graph. So we have Q, we have 0, and we have P. Okay, so what we just have to do is have this supply curve. Now the minimum price is 500. Then the market price is 1,000. And at that market price of 1,000, we observe that we have 3 quantity. Q is 3. All right, so another way to calculate this producer surplus is here. So we have point A, point B, and point C. So these are supply curve. So another way to do that, to calculate the PS, is simply by saying area, okay, at P equals 1,000, PS is equal to area of triangle S, okay, CBA, triangle CBA. All right, I'm now at the area of a triangle So PS is equal to half base, half times base, then times height. Okay, so PS now is equal to half, then our base is simply here to here, okay, which is the same thing as 0 to this, and that is 3, of course. This is the triangle, we draw it out. So we have this is C, this is B, and this is A. Alright, so this represents our base. Alright, and this is the height, which is simple at this point. So height is simply the difference between 1000 and 500. Okay, so PS now is equal to half times 3 times 500. And PS is 750. So this is a simpler way to calculate this PS. Alright, so I believe we understand this. To know the losers and the gainers in the market when price changes, that is when we have a lower price or a higher price, we need graph of demand and supply in order to be able to detect that. Alright, so we have this, this is Q, this is 0, and then this is P. So we have supply curve, supply, then we have demand. This is the equilibrium position, P star, and this is Q star. Okay, so D, let's name this place A. Good. Now, at price P star, the maximum price, no, at P star, the consumer surplus is simply area of triangle. Look at the price intersecting the demand curve at this point, so which is area of triangle DA P star, DA, then P star or P asterisk. Okay, then at this same P star, we need to get the producer surplus at P. Okay, the producer surplus is calculated as, okay, so we have this line is intersecting the supply curve here, so we have SA P star, area of triangle SA, then P star. Good. Now let's assume that the price is lowered. The price is lower, so we have a lower price here, so which we name P2. Now look at where the P2 is intersecting the supply curve. Okay, so we can just bring this here and name it quantity supplied, QS2. Don't mind it, so it's just subscript to denote what we are trying to say. Then we also bring this to the demand curve. So we have QD, so quantity demand, then quantity supply 2. Very good. Now we have a new intersection here, so we can call this point R, and we can call this point K. So what's our new our new producer surplus and consumer surplus? So at price at P2, now CS is equal to, now look at what I want you guys to note. We have from here, this P2 intersecting demand curve here. Okay, so we have P2K and we have D. So we have P2KD. So the P2 is consumer surplus is equal to area of triangle P2KD, which is of course bigger than the initial one. Now at that same price, so at P2 as well, then we have our producer surplus is equal to, now look at it, where is the line intersecting the supply curve? Now this is the P2 intersecting supply curve here, instead of here, the initial position, which means we have a smaller PS. So at price P2, PS is equal to area of triangle P2, SR, then P2, SR, P2. So SR and P2. So what we then discover from this is that from a lower price, consumers benefit from because they have a higher consumer surplus. This was the initial consumer surplus, but now it has extended to all of this place, Now, this was the old producer surplus, the whole of this place, that's SA P star, but now it has reduced to SR P2. So when prices are lower in the market, the consumers benefit more. They have an increment in their well-being. Okay. Now, I want to consider the other way around, which is when prices are increased. Okay, so we have 0, this is Q, and this is P. Now, supply, then this is demand, and demand. And we have an initial, so we have P star, then we have Q star. Now so this is an intersection. Let's call this C. Okay, so we have STP. Okay, so now at P star, for the second graph, at P star, the consumer surplus was P star, T, and D. P star, T, and D. So area of triangle, P star, T, then D. Now at this same price, okay, and PS, producer surplus, is equal to, now this is the price intersecting supply curve here. So SC, P star, area of triangle ST, and then P asterisk. Alright, so now let's assume that the price is increased from P star to, let's call it, okay, so let's call it P naught. Okay, so bring it here. It is intersecting the demand curve here, so we bring this down. So we realize that there's a lower quantity demanded, then we trace it to the supply curve. Okay, and there's a higher quantity supplied, so QS naught. Let's not QS naught. Alright, so now we have two intersections. We have this intersection which we can call E, then we have this intersection as well, which we can call J. So what do we observe now? At P naught, which is the higher price, at P naught, CS is equal to area of triangle. So look at where it is intersecting the demand curve. So we just have P naught, E, and D, which is of course very small. P naught, E, and D. Now what about and the producer surplus? Okay, producer surplus now. Look, this is the new price intersecting the supply curve here. So we have the whole of this up to this point, then to this point. So SJ, P naught, SJ, then to this price, P naught, SJ, and is equal to area of triangle SJP naught. So what we realize from this higher price is simply the fact that producers benefit more because there's an increment in producer surplus, while the consumers are the losers this time around. In our next video, we'll be talking about mathematical calculations on consumer surplus, producer surplus, tax revenue, and deadweight losses. Anticipate. Remember to subscribe and like. Thank you very much. See you next time.